Good morning. Well, I'm going to try to get through this without, hopefully I can stumble through. Thank you. All right, here we go. I must confess, writing this parting message to you all has been the hardest part of this transition for me. After all, how can these few moments express all that I feel about being part of this community over the past 23 years? I have spent much of my life energy here with you all, and it has been so incredibly rewarding. You have touched my heart, you have made me laugh, you have made me cry, and you have challenged me to grow both professionally and personally. We've had many wonderful experiences together, from which I am deeply grateful. And now it's time for us both to move forward in new ways. I could not be more excited for your future, and I cannot be happier to pass the foundational work that we have done together on to Val Ridenauer, just like Rich Meyer, our beloved membership director at the time, did 13 years ago. And here's a serendipitous little story for you. The first day Val and her family attended service, here was the day that Rich Meyer passed his work to me, which makes my heart swell with happiness. As you already know, As you already know, Val is going to do an amazing job. She will bring new energy and fresh ideas to what we have built together. And she's going to need your help, so you're going to need to volunteer. Don't hesitate to reach out to her. She's going to need your support in her ministry of membership moving forward. I will miss you all, but I'll be comforted by very many happy memories. I'll carry them with me, and I hope that you'll do the same.
Thank you, Tina. That was beautiful. Tina, you were the smiling face and the warm heart that drew so many of us, including my family, into this congregation. Yeah. And because we believe in you and the work you do, we know that you're going to carry that forth, and we're excited to support you and wish you well in your next position. I would love everybody here who is welcomed by Tina to this congregation to just put a hand up and hold it up and let Tina soak in this fraction of the lives she touched here. I better put mine up as well. Tina, you made such a big impact. We love you and we wish you well.
That's a difficult act to follow, so good morning. It's great to see everyone here today. I am Adam Gill. I am one of the members of your Board of Trustees. My pronouns are he, him, and there are a few things I'd like to share with you today. First, everyone is welcome to join us for coffee, cookies, conversation, and fellowship immediately following the service in Unity House directly across the foyer. If you'd like to join us for an activity during the week, those are listed in the order of service and also in the e-beacon, which is the weekly email newsletter sent out on Fridays. In March, our transitions team shared a draft relational covenant that we will be voting on to adopt later today at the congregational meeting. That meeting is today at noon here in the sanctuary. There were emails sent out earlier to encourage people to register in advance. That is not a requirement. If you are here and a member and want to attend and have not registered, please join us for that meeting at noon. Today, I would like to highlight a portion of that relational covenant, which says, "We hereby covenant to resolve disputes and misunderstandings by, questioning our own assumptions and recognizing our own limitations, asking for help when it is needed, correcting misunderstandings, using open and respectful dialogue, addressing conflict in a way that builds positive community, refraining from gossip, apologizing to those we have harmed by our words and actions, accepting apologies with grace. We are glad you are here joining us today, and we hope you find the service meaningful to you. I now invite you to greet those around you, both here in the sanctuary and online.
Our chalice lighters today are Ruby and Isla. Ruby likes art and is happy that she won her soccer game yesterday. And Isla liked that she had a dance party yesterday. Please join me in the words of our chalice lighting. We are Unitarian Universalists. This is the church of the open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. We take care of the planet Earth and each other.
Our opening words today come from Joan Chittister, who is a prolific spiritual writer. Surely one of the purposes of life is to bring us to the point where we come to trust the universe, to recognize the logic of its apparent chaos in our lives. Snowstorms in winter, blazing heat in summer, death in autumn. But that kind of great open-hearted trust comes slowly. It comes only to those who can look back down the years and realize that tragedies turned into blessings in the end. This morning, we gather together to deepen our trust in the universe and to turn towards the blessings of this day and open the doors to the light of this day. Whoever you are, wherever you are on life's journey, wherever you are in the world, you are welcome here. Come, let us worship together.
Please rise in the body and spirit to sing hymn number 188. Remain standing, please.
Please join me in the words of our covenant, which are printed in the order of service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is the sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus to be covenant with each other and with God.
Good morning. My name is Tristan Hansen. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm a member of Unity Temple's spiritual care team. Our team exists to provide support for our church community during times of difficulty. If there's something that comes up in your life that you'd like to talk about, we're here to listen. You can reach out to Dawn or email spiritualcare@unitytemple.org. Sharing our joys and sorrows with one another, is one of the ways we embody love. In this sharing, we hope that the weight of our sorrows is less heavy and that our joys taste even sweeter. Here are the joys and sorrows that were shared this week. Today, April 30th, is Sparky's 93rd birthday. He is watching us at home, so let's all wish him a joyous day and year, which I think we just did. But happy birthday, Sparky. From myself, we share the sorrow of Tina Lewis leaving, as she has welcomed us so warmly and so lovingly and touched so many of our lives. And yet this is also a joy, as Tina begins a new chapter of her life in this season of rebirth and renewal. Diana Coates expresses her gratitude for the fabulous concert last night. Please hold the family of America, and I apologize if I am not pronouncing that correctly, in your hearts as they mourn the passing of their Uncle John, who passed away this past Tuesday after 8 years of Alzheimer's. And a great joy, Jan Johnston gave birth to a book. Transforming Retirement, Rewrite and Grow Your Legacy. After 5 years of joy, which was the writing part, and some suffering, which was publishing in a pandemic, she thanks all who offered encouragement during that time. Congratulations, Jan. Our space today is filled with untold joys and sorrows. The water below me represents the community that we create, and the stones represent the mingling of our joys and sorrows. They remind us how life is made up of both. If anyone has a joy or sorrow on their mind, I invite you to come forward to silently drop a stone into the bowl of water. And as you come forward, please form lines along the side and then return up the middle aisle. I invite you all to sing hymn number 123, Spirit of Life, and we will repeat the song until everyone who wants to has had a chance to drop a stone into the bowl. Let us pause now in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Our prayer today is by Krista Taves. It's called Prayer for the Journey. Spirit of life and love, God of grace and mercy, source of all things that change us as we cannot change ourselves. We gather this morning as a covenanted community of spiritual seekers, coming together in a rainbow of diversity, united by our conviction that the wounds of this world can be healed through compassion, forgiveness, acceptance, and courage. And by healing, we do not mean restored to some mythical original purity, but brought to a new place with greater wisdom, wholeness, and liberation than could have been envisioned before. This community is on a journey from one home to another, and yet in truth we know that each one of us is on a journey, and all our journeys place us before forks in the road. These places ask us to make choices, saying yes to some things, saying no to others, grieving in what we must leave behind, rejoicing in the blessings, often unexpected, that come our way. In these journeys, some will choose to walk with us, and some will choose another path. Some will pause for a while, withdrawing into their own places of transformation where we cannot follow. Some of these partings happen gently and lovingly, and others with judgment and disappointment. Spirit of life, we ask for patience. We ask for understanding. We ask for compassion, and we ask for hope and gratitude so that we may welcome our collective and individual journeys with open hearts, open minds, and open hands. Amen, and blessed be.
If you are someone who likes to come close when you're listening to a story, I invite you to come and sit down on the floor near me. Can you hop closer? Closer you go. How can you hop on your knees? I have a book today called Little Tree by Lauren Law. Once there was a little tree filled with little leaves, who was surrounded by other little trees who had little leaves of their own. In the heat of long summer days, Little Tree's leaves kept him cool. The squirrels would climb up on his branches to play. The mourning dove landed in him and sang her fluty song. The little tree was sure to grow up big and strong. Autumn arrived and cool winds filled the air. The wind tickled the little tree as it passed through his branches and ruffled his leaves. The air grew cold, and the leaves on all of the trees changed color, becoming yellow, red, and orange. Then, one by one, the trees began to drop their leaves. But not Little Tree. He just hugged his leaves tight. "Hello, Little Tree," said a squirrel. "You're supposed to drop your leaves now." But Little Tree was unsure. What would he do without his leaves? Winter came. "What are you doing with your leaves still on you?" asked the doe. Little Tree just hugged his leaves tight. Springtime arrived, and the little forest burst into life again. The other trees grew bright new leaves. The squirrels played in their branches. Little Tree could hear the mourning dove singing her fluty song. The seasons continued to come and go. "Little Tree," quacked a duckling, "your leaves are brown. Are you feeling sick?" A fox said, "Little Tree, it's autumn. It's time for you to drop your leaves. You can do it. Ready? 1, 2. But Little Tree just hugged his leaves tight. All around the forest grew and grew. One summer, Little Tree could no longer feel the sunlight. The squirrels played high above on the broad, tall trees, and the mourning dove sang so far away that he could hardly hear her fluty song. He looks so tiny, doesn't he? Autumn came again. Leaves began to blanket the ground. Little Tree looked up at the other trees, at their branches reaching high into the sky. He remembered when the trees had all been his size. And then he let go. As his last leaf floated to the ground, for the first time, Little Tree felt the harsh cold of winter. But in time, something happened. What happened? He grew. Once there was a little tree. The end.
From The Brink of Everything by Parker J. Palmer. Palmer begins this reflection by quoting Rumi's poem, The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of all its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And Parker Palmer writes, for a long time, I thought Rumi meant, these hard feelings will pass and happier ones will take their place. Then it dawned on me that even when the vandals are trashing my guest house, their very presence is a sign that I'm human. This fact unites me with everyone who acknowledges and accepts his or her human condition. For me, it is a source of reassurance that we have a lot of company on this endless and sometimes perilous road to becoming more fully human. Thank you.
How many of us have heard the phrase, when one door closes, another opens, or something similar? A door is a great metaphor for transitions in our lives. Doors can be portals to the light that we need to navigate the course of our lives. Doors open, they close. They provide entry into a different life, a different way of being. A physical door provides access to another space where I can move into life more deeply or try to run from it. We, each of us present here at Unity Temple, walk through the doors of the temple this morning. We wanted to walk through these doors to move into a more spiritual place, a place of community. We welcome these doors and the light that we find here. Those of you online probably walk through a doorway in your home to turn on your computer and to join this community virtually because you too seek the light and love we find in communion with each other. And tlewis is transitioning, moving out through the doors of Unity Temple to a new community and a new life and ministry. Her presence here has opened the door for many of us to find welcome, membership, and community. How deeply her presence and gift of opening doors will be missed as we continue our journey to light here at Unity Temple. Throughout our lives, some doors swing open easily and others have knobs that need to be turned, and some doors are heavy and require a lot of energy to push them open. Some doors we open beckon us to face our own dark thoughts or pain. Each door, no matter how threatening, beckons us to come, to pay attention, and to connect with life on the other side. Choosing a life partner opens the door to the light and love of family and community, but also to the struggles of intimacy and relationship and shared life. Closing the door of one home or apartment and moving to another can open us to new possibilities, as well as threaten us with the fear of letting go. Each door is an unexpected guest, as Rumi reminds us. Each door is an unexpected guest on our journey to light in becoming more fully human. But if you are like me, you do not welcome all the unexpected visitors that beckon at our door. But still they come, and they make us open the door that we wish could be kept tightly closed, a door we wish sometimes we did not have to walk through. When I was a kid, there were times when I did not want to walk through that screen door or turn the knob of that wooden door at the back of our family home because I knew I'd get yelled at for being late or for not doing something I was supposed to have done before I left. Nonetheless, I walked through that door because that was family and my connection to the world. That door beckoned me to connect with family on the other side. When I was a teenager, I remember standing at the doors of our high school cafeteria where we held our school dances, and I dreaded those entryways because I was afraid of the feelings of isolation and loneliness that sometimes tore into me at school dances. Yet I chose to walk through those doors because they were a connection to community, as frightening as it was then. Now, as an older adult, doors have even more significance for me in understanding my place in the world, because I'm beginning to recognize that each has been sent as a guide from beyond. As I've reflected on the transitions in my life, I found that some doors I chose to open, to walk through, to explore what was on the other side, and other doors I did not choose, but had to walk through. Doors that violently swept my heart empty of its furniture of peace, or love, or happiness, or light. Some doors were inviting and seemed easy to open. Other doors had knobs that were scary and hard to turn. As a young adult, starting my professional life being a high school teacher, I loved going through those double doors of that all-girls high school on Chicago's South Side where I taught. Those doors seemed to swing open easily and afforded me the opportunity to learn how to be a good teacher. But as these young black women students challenged me, these doors became harder to open as this experience confronted me with my own whiteness and my own internalized racism. And turning those old knobs to open new doors was painful and threatening. But ultimately, these doors invited my personal transformation, moving me to a deeper awareness of the power and healing potential of relationship. Later in my professional life, when I wanted to work with college students, I stood at the threshold of a university and took a job there. University doors were varied, but each invited me to cross a threshold that was both challenging and expanded my horizons. These are examples of doors I chose to open, to walk through, because these invited me into a space of growth and change and a new awareness of myself, my gifts, and my place in the world. For a moment, I'd invite you to think about a door that has significance in your life and has invited you to cross a threshold, a door you chose to open. What did you find when you approached and went through that door? Take a moment of reflective time to think about a door you chose to open in your life. So I hope you brought to mind a door you chose to walk through, and maybe those memories brought you a sense of peace, connection, happiness. But not all of life's doors are welcome guests, are they? Some of life's doors I did not choose. They were just there because of life's circumstances and death's untimely appearance. These doors were heavy and had knobs that were very hard to turn. They did not open easily. I would never have chosen to open these doors, and yet I had to walk through. Some doors we pass through take us into unknown terrain and invite guests of darkness or depression, pain or suffering. These doors pose a threat to the very existence that we've created for ourselves. These doors demand a high price for the transformation they are requiring. It costs a lot to walk through these doors when we really don't know what is on the other side. When at the threshold we grumble, we cry, we scream, we resist walking through these doorways we do not choose. I did not choose to close the door of my job at one university, but that door was slammed shut when I lost my job. I turned the rusty knob of that door and found failure and disillusionment on the other side that left me defeated. And I did not choose to close the door of a relationship with 4 of my siblings who died very young and very unexpectedly. These doors swung open as if caught by a blast of wind and knocked me off my bearings. Being forced to walk through these doors of death filled me with grief, sadness, and emptiness. Once again, I'm going to invite you into a brief moment of reflection to think about a doorway you did not choose but had to walk through in your life. What was that like for you? Doorways we do not choose can make us stop at the threshold, and we either have to face our fear and walk through, or we can attempt to run from that door until it catches up with us again and invites us once again to come through. These doors we do not choose invite us to cross a threshold and become different because of what we have suffered or learned, or because of what we have seen on the other side. These doorways can be stepping stones to the wisdom that we need for our lives. The doorway of failure and loss of my job eventually led me to a different, creative university job that opened a whole new world for me. I used the energy of the disillusionment of failure to find a new strength and a new hope. After all, what did I have to lose? Because of this new job, I was able to follow my passion for social justice and teach social justice courses and encourage students to engage in the praxis of these principles. This new job afforded me opportunities to walk through international doors, taking students to countries like Mexico and Guatemala and Haiti, and found there a whole new understanding of service, of culture, of suffering, and of hope and life. And walking through the doors of grief and loss because of the untimely deaths of my siblings made me look within for a strength I didn't believe I had. These doors had knocked me off balance and challenged every ounce of hope that I ever had. There I stood, looking through these doors at a darkness I did not want to move into. On the other side of this threshold was a crowd of sorrows that violently swept my heart and left me in the dark. Yet, as I stood at these doors, I found there a threshold where 2 places meet: light and darkness, life and death. Doors which honor the mystery of life. They invited a different type of transformation from me, one that enabled me to let go of my needing certitude and my needing answers, because that was not there. A transition that invited me to let go of my addiction to work and my addiction to substances that I'd used to try to take away the pain and the suffering. Crossing the threshold into these dark, unknown places made me look at my soul's journey to light. And that journey has led to new doors of finding inner peace and serenity. Doors we do not choose, but had to open, are an invitation. Again, as Rumi says, be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Doors open, they close. Some doors we choose to open, others are swung open for us. The doorways that we have crossed through in our lives are portals to the light that we need to navigate the course of our lives. Each door provides entry into a different way of being. Each door is an invitation to become more fully human. Each door allows us to go deeper on that journey to light that each of us is called to. Each door beckons us to come, pay attention, and connect with life and light on the other side. Blessed be each door of our lives.
That was beautiful. Yeah, can we just I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that held me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
Thank you, Annika. That was beautiful. Thank you, Madonna. That was amazing. I'm so moved by that. There's so much love and time that goes into putting that together. So just thank you, Madonna. Thank you. So each week our Sunday collection is given to an organization that aligns with our values. This Sunday's collection will benefit Faith in Place, inspiring people of diverse faiths to care for the earth through education, connection, and advocacy. If you're in the back rows, feel free to start passing the baskets around. You can donate by placing money in the baskets or by scanning the QR code on your screen, or a new feature is you can scan the QR code behind me with your camera and make a donation. For those of you who are watching online, please just follow the instructions on your screen. To learn more about our congregation's work for environmental causes, you can send an email to ecojustice@unitytemple.org. May what you give bring you joy.
Good morning. Rise in body and spirit, and join me in singing hymn number 1029 in the Teal hymnal, Love Knocks and Waits for Us to Hear. Love knocks and waits for us to hear, to open and invite. Love longs to quiet every fear and seeks to set things right. Love offers life in spite of foes who threaten and condemn. Embracing enemy love's foes, the second mile with them. Love comes to heal the broken heart, to ease the troubled mind. Without a word, love bids us start to ask and seek and find. Love knocks and enters at the sound of welcome from within. Love sings and dances all around and feels new life breathe.
May each doorway you walk through today be a blessing. Each threshold an invitation to pay attention and to connect with life on the other side. Let each door beckon your heart to be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. As you walk through each of life's doorways, may you find there light and love and peace. Please join me in the closing words as we extinguish the chalice. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again.
thank you for joining us. I hope you found this service meaningful. My name is Emma Farrell, and my pronouns are she or they.
My name is Gwyneth Stitz, but I go by Gwen.
Over the last several years, I've found Unity Temple to be a space for community, support, growth, and meaning-making. It has at times held our family through difficulties, celebrated with us during milestones, and always been a caring presence in our lives. Our worship services and all the other wonderful things we accomplish are made possible by contributions of members and friends of this Unity Temple congregation, people like you. I ask you to join us in financially supporting our work. You may donate by using the QR code on your screen or by mailing a check to Unity Temple UU Congregation, 875 Lake Street, Oak Park, Illinois, 60301, or by giving on our website, unitytemple.org, then clicking on Donate at the top of the screen, then clicking on PayPal, and giving by credit card or your PayPal account. I'm asking you to support all the wonderful work we do at Unity Temple, welcoming all, inspiring compassion, nurturing wonder, and serving community. Many of our activities are available online for you. You can learn more about how we carry out our mission on our website, unitytemple.org, and find out about our many support groups, faith in action teams, social groups, faith development groups, and music programs through the website or by contacting membership@unitytemple.org. Thank you, and may your gift bring you joy.